I'm thirsty for foam, public parks where I roam, as a foam blasting gangster like Al Capone. Got a glass full of darts, take it straight to the dome. I like those high-speed blasters that rattle your bones. I'm thirsty for foam.
Hey guys, it's Danny, thirsty for foam. It's been a little while. Had an awesome time at Maryland Mayhem. But today we're going to be doing a mod overview, not an unboxing. We don't do too many unboxings on this channel. The latest is the Aeon Pro X. So don't ask me about stock performance. I don't know what stock performance is. I went ahead and just I picked this up, and I also picked up the NPX, the Nexus Pro X, and I have to say, just out of the box, I've gotten to handle some at the Dart Zone booth in Maryland. So, you know, I know that the seal's good, the prime has been improved and smoother, at least for the spring weight. I don't know if the spring weight is more, but with the, it's whatever they did with the prime, making the shell more robust, less creaky, more real estate on the handle, everything combined. I mean, it's a different spring type definitely than the original Aeon Pro. It's a longer spring, more like the Nexus Pro. But yeah, I opened them both up, and when you look at the plunger tube, they're both about the same size. The biggest difference being the spring. So with the Aeon Pro, the spring is not as long. As far as the thickness and the coils, I have to say they're pretty similar. The biggest difference being the length and the catch area, where I think you might be able to do some Swift type upgrades. I'm not really sure. We don't know what we can do. We can definitely do a spacer probably in it, but I'll be messing with the NPX at some point. But for now, we're reviewing this. It comes with a 12 dart Talon-like mag. I mean, it feels just like a Talon, except for it does have some cool texturing. It says 12 on the side, on the bottom, but they insert, and the geometry is just like a Talon, which makes it sweet. I like a little dual action magazine drop. I think it works pretty well. I went ahead and swapped it out. Now that barrel is probably about 8 inches, I think, roughly. I didn't take a very accurate measurement. I do believe Dart Zone has been using newer barrels that are closer to the 13 millimeter ID or a 509 type barrel. It's much tighter on the darts than where the Nexus Pro came from. So that in itself might have something to do with the FPS increase. But I did watch Wellcome's video on this, so I didn't go in this completely blind. And I noticed there were some jump ups in the FPS and it was inconsistent. So anytime you have inconsistencies in FPS, a lot of times it means that the barrel's either too long or too short, depending on what the air volume feels like. So let's check the air volume on this. So when you check the air volume on it, I remember on stock, it felt like a lot of air was still coming out, so it definitely could have used more barrels. And now that I've pretty much doubled, I think the original barrel was like 4 inches. I still have a considerable amount of air coming out. So it's about optimal, I want to say, for what it's supposed to be for the stock propulsion. Now, if I did have a spacer in there, I probably could get it closer to 200. Oh, I have a dart stuck in there. I forgot I had this loaded. Let me get that dart out. There we go. A little dry fire, almost dry fire action. Love that it has a skinny pusher. That is such a great thing where, you know, sorry shops, you won't be selling skinny pushers because that comes with one. Well, let's see. Let's grab a chronograph. Let's get some numbers. It tested a little while ago, and I was getting a 180 to 190. See what I get here. These are the fresh AF Pros that came with it, by the way. 200. All right. So I was using used darts earlier, so maybe new darts hit 200. 195. 196. You're starting to get the picture, right? 198. Whew. Ooh, 199. And I know, I'm not using the printed scar that it came with, the molded scar. We'll get over that in a second. I've got a good old $5 foam demo scar on here that is, 190, that's the lowest one. But honestly, this scar is, this P card is probably the most accurate of all the P cards I've used. 198. So I'm gonna stop there and call this a huge success. The stock numbers I was seeing, it was getting 150s and 160s, some jump ups. So I don't know if we can get the chronograph numbers in there with lighting. Oh yeah, we can get it in there. Those are the numbers. We are 200 high, minimum 190, average 196.9. We're talking about, honestly, I can get these barrels for like $5 shipped from China. We're talking about a 200 FPS blaster, guys, that no spring modification, no seal modification. I mean, came sealed, perfect seal. And all I did was rebarrel it. Rebarrel it, hobby knife. I grinded out the nub that holds the original barrel in until it was not there anymore, and it was kind of, the barrel would slide through. Stuck an O-ring in there, I don't know if you can see, O-ring inside to stabilize everything, and also keep the barrel centered and in place. And the inside, they did add, instead of just going into a plastic fitting, there is an O-ring on the gate that surrounds this barrel replacement, so you don't have to use any glue anymore, no extra tape. They really made it so you could do a barrel swap. They did not have to do that. Another company that did not mean for you to rebarrel it probably would have just glued that shit in there, to be honest. But I mean, there's an O-ring in there like you're a modder. I mean, that's so awesome. So yeah, I'm completely smitten. I mean, there's a stock attachment point. I don't know what else you could ask for. We're talking about $30. It was $25, first of all, for the blaster. Talking about a $5 barrel. Let's say I bought a $5 scar. We're talking about $35. 200 FPS. Good. Nominal prime. Not really crazy hard like the original Aeon Pro. A little easier. Honestly, a little easier than my Nexus Pro. I think if this had a pump action kit, this thing would just wreck house. So there you go. 200 FPS, $30 blaster, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Until the next one, you know what's next.